Welcome to the Cybersecurity Evaluation Tool, or CSET. This tool was developed by the United States Department of Homeland Security. It provides a systematic and repeatable process for critical infrastructure asset owners to assess and improve the cybersecurity posture of their industrial control systems and information networks. The process starts by the formation of a team of control system engineers, network administrators, IT specialists, cybersecurity staff, and managers. CSET assessments cannot be completed effectively by one individual. At the start of a new assessment, select New and then click New Assessment File. Enter information that identifies the facility being assessed and the assessment team members. It is a good idea to save the assessment at regular intervals to avoid losing your work. To save the assessment, click on the Home tab and select Save or Save As. Remember that the information in your assessment is both important and sensitive. Always store the assessment file in a secure location. The tool accommodates three modes of assessments, each featuring different sets of standards. The first mode, called Questions-Based, has you answer questions that are written in plain language and cover all the topics and requirements found in the major information control system and information technology standards. This type of assessment is recommended for most users. The requirements-based option is recommended for users in regulated industries such as nuclear power, natural gas transmission, and electrical power, where it is important to meet the requirements exactly as they are written. The final mode contains statements taken from the Cybersecurity Framework document and allows users to create a unique set of questions tailored to their specific network or facility. The Security Assurance Level, or SAL, is a relative measure of the impact of a security violation. In CSET, it is used to match the generated question set with the required security controls for that security level. In other words, the higher the SAL, the more requirements will have to be met. To work through a consequence-based SAL, open the General SAL wizard and work through the options. First, click the Injury tab, then drag the slider to the estimated number of people injured should the worst-case scenario occur. Do this for both on-site and off-site consequences. Then move to the next tab. To assign impact levels to identified security categories, open the Federal Information Processing Standards, or FIPS Publication 199 wizard and work through those options. CSET provides the tools necessary to create a network diagram. You can create one from scratch as demonstrated here. Network-related properties can be assigned to each of the included components. Layers, groupings, and zones can be applied to the diagram. For more complex networks, you may load and then modify a pre-built network template. You also have the option to import a diagram created in other sessions of CSET or created in Microsoft Visio. CSET will then generate question sets based on the diagram contents to determine the security compliance of the system. Answering questions is the most time-consuming part of the process. This is where the knowledge, experience, and resources of the full assessment team come into play. Questions will be generated based upon the standards selected and the contents of the network diagram. Read each question carefully and provide the answer that best reflects the current status of the system being evaluated. For more information about a question, click the Info tab to open the Question Information panel. Here, supplemental information and the actual requirement text are provided, as are links to source documents and other documents containing related material. If you have questions about how CSET works or how to use a particular screen, click the Help icon for that screen. A pop-up help system will open to the related topic. In this example, clicking the Help icon on the question screen opens the Help manual to the question screen topic. Use the content tree on the left to browse to different topics, or use the index and search features to find specific keywords. Now, let's return to the question screen. If the question or requirement is not applicable to your system, mark NA. This will ignore the question so it is not included in the final analysis. Alt means that an alternative method of compliance is in use. That is, the intent of the requirement is being met through a different process than that specified by the question or requirement. Use the Details panel to provide additional context to an individual question. Marking a question for review flags it, so you can easily find it later if you want to add more information or review your answer. The Comments field may be used for entering comments, questions, or notes related to the question or your answer. If the Alt answer is selected, it is strongly recommended that you describe the actual compliance method using the Alternate Description Justification field. Documents related to the topic may also be added. Procedures, policies, forms, and diagrams are examples of documents you may want to upload to help explain or clarify your answer. They will be stored with the assessment file and will be available for export anytime the assessment is open. Remember that the questions-based mode produces a list of questions as seen here. Selecting the requirements-based mode will result in the actual requirement text being seen on this screen. In that case, answers will be met and unmet, rather than yes and no. Once all the questions and requirements have been addressed, it is time to see the results of the assessment. This can be done in two ways. The first is to use the on-screen charts that present both summary and detailed analysis information. Many of the charts have drill-down capability. Clicking them opens new screens with more detailed information. Notice the buttons at the bottom of the screen. These provide information of interest to most users. For example, the Top Concerns button produces a list of all the questions or requirements answered no, unmet, or left blank. It ranks the list to show the most severe gaps first, and thus shows you what you ought to work on first. The second method to see the results of the assessment is to generate a report. 4 predefined reports are available. They may be created in either PDF format or as a Microsoft Word document which may be edited. Another feature of CSET is the Resource Library. It is an excellent resource to help you better understand and resolve the reported concerns and to improve the security of your systems. It contains a variety of standards, reports, templates, white papers, plans, and other documents. To access the Resource Library, click on the Help button in the upper left corner of the CSET screen. There are 2 ways to find information in the Resource Library. The first is to use the document tree. Choose the category related to your interest and open the subsections to find the document you want. Click the document title to open it. Use the Export button to save the document file to a directory on your local machine or network. The bottom 2 headings in the tree are specific to the procurement language and the DHS catalog of recommendations documents. These are 2 of the most downloaded documents from the program and have been expanded into subjects by themselves. The second way to find information in the resource library is to use the search feature. The process is pretty standard. Enter the text to search for, and the tool will return a list of documents that relate to that text. Return to the home screen. Use the New option to start a new aggregation or select Open to resume work on an existing aggregation file. We will use the Open button and browse to the desired file. The last feature to discuss is aggregation. That means working with multiple assessments to compare them, look for trends, or merge them into a single assessment. Trend shows cumulative changes over time by analyzing several assessments of the same facility completed, say annually. Compare looks at multiple assessments to determine their strengths and weaknesses and creates a summary compliance report. This would be helpful for a facility consisting of several sites, each with their own completed assessment. The merge function melds several partial assessment files into a cohesive whole. For example, in the case where members of the assessment team were each assigned a portion of the assessment and each created an incomplete or partial assessment file. This tutorial was designed to give you a brief introduction to CSET, its uses, and its features. See the user guide or the CSET help system for more detailed information.